Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and we're going to go through some fast knife reviews really quick of knives with thumb stud only. Now, I'm kind of cheating with the first one because these Demco 80 20.5s technically do have their groove, but all the rest of them on this list will only be thumb stud action. Now, I just got this knife in for review. I actually have my own, but I have the shark's foot version. This is the clip point version, drop point version, whatever you want to call it. I would call that more of a clip point. Beautiful blade shape, because this is my kind of clip point where the tip goes straight down and doesn't curl back up. I'm not a huge fan of those. Sometimes they work out good, just depending on how the handle is, but awesome knife. The action on the shark lock is really, really good, and it does give you the fuller technically. And one thing I really like about the shark lock is that you can almost use it like a flipper tab, because when you pull it down, see how it pushes the blade out? So a little flick like that, you know, where you just flick up just a little bit, it'll open right up. And it's almost like you flipped a flipper tab, kind of. But awesome knife, extremely tough. I'm thinking about getting some new scales for mine, but we'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, AUST 10A steel. The knife I carried actually today, the Sebenza 21. I won't spend too long on this because I know everybody knows the Sebenza 21. Mine has aftermarket titanium thumb studs, or a thumb stud. This is one of the smoothest Sebenzas I've ever felt. I mean, it is very, very smooth. I usually do slow roll it though. But yeah, this one has the burl wood inlays that are just gorgeous. And it has polished flats. And then you'll notice when I turn it around that it has a stone washed and polished like edges and the lock bar. So it is two-toned, or three-toned, I guess you could say, because of the wood. My clip is on the lock bar though. I don't know, can I change? No, this one I can't change that on, but it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, my lock bar is very smooth, no problems at all. So, you know, I have no complaints about it. I know a lot of people want the clip to be on the scale, but I don't have no issues, at least with this one. You know, maybe if it was a different one, but this thing is so well built, so tough. The best plunge grind ever. Beautiful grind, and mine has a very toothy edge on it. S35 VM. And you can see my beautiful satin finish. But yeah, I got a very aggressive 300 grit edge on mine. And I do need to tune it up a little bit. I feel a couple little chippies in there, but awesome knife. Let's get to the next one. The QSP Penguin. Now, they just dropped a new version of this with titanium scales and bearings. I believe it has bearings and 154 cm. So the original version was in D2, which I really like this original version. And for the price, you can get these D2 versions for 25 bucks. And beautiful denim micarta. That is a phenomenal deal. Amazing action. Mine came very, very smooth, but it is on Foster Bronze washers. Now, like I said, the new one, or the new version, is in titanium and I believe bearings, and then 154 cm. So that's pretty awesome as well. Great knife, great action, great ergos. It has very neutral grips, nice deep carry clip. The screws, you know, for this version, you know, it's real easy to get your pants over or your pocket over it. Nice access to the liner, extremely smooth. The new bearing version, I'm sure, is even more drop shutty, even though this one, mine's crazy smooth. But I really like this version, so I thought about possibly getting the 154 cm version. If you got one, let me know. I would love to hear how you like it. Next, the Tucson TS 313 button lock. Now, this is Tucson's first button lock knife, and this happens to be stupid. It's on multi-row bearings, so it is just redonkulously smooth. Now, the thing is, though, is this detent is incredibly strong. I like it, though. It is very strong, though. You can do a reverse flick. Now, if you look at these thumb studs, they are kind of sharp, which, you know, you can look at as a good or negative thing. One, it's a good thing because it's grippy. Two, the detent's really strong, so it can be a little sharp. But it's fun, though. I really like it a lot. I do have some issues with it that I think if they, you know, do more button locks, that they'll be able to work out. This one is just their first version, but for their first button lock, they did a phenomenal job. Dual hollow grind here, flat grind here. It's a dual grind. The blade steel on this is an M390, and this is a night morning design. Really cool mill lines. Very thick, robust blade, even though it gets down to pretty thin, or very thin right here. It's very robust up in the tip. You can see that. And it is extremely solid. No play, you know, towards the lock at all. No side-to-side play. And it is very, very stupid smooth. Next. Now, this one I'm pulling out two because there's a big and a small. The Beg Lighter 2. The new Beg Lighter. This, in my opinion, it's the best thumb stud knife of the year for 2021. It's very hard to beat this action for the thumb studs. They're just so crisp. The break on them is, I mean, it's perfect. Once you break the detent, and they're well placed too, especially with the big one. Once you break the detent, there's no way that blade's not going to open. If you guys have ever tried the CJRB Rhea, that knife is it's very similar to the small one. And I say that because they're similar size, and the thumb stud action is very similar, even though they have a lot of differences. But just the way it breaks that detent, it's amazing. The access to the lock bar is really good. Fall shut action. Even on the coated blade, they definitely made sure they did not coat the bearing race. It is on ceramic bearings. This one's in red micarta. Very well done micarta. I really like this kind of micarta, and I'm not speaking towards the color, just the kind of micarta. Now, this one is a different kind of micarta, but it's very, very nice. I really like it. I believe this is the same stuff they used on the KAISER LAN, but they used a frag pattern. This is that same micarta without the frag. Awesome, awesome knife. Great pocket clip. Pocket clip works so good. Deep carry clip that is reversible. So yeah, there you guys go. Let's talk about the next one. If you're looking for a fifth pocket knife, the KAISER Shard. It is on ceramic bearings. That's extremely, extremely smooth. This one has micarta. They come in a bunch of different versions. They even have a all titanium version, N690 steel. And then you see these ridges right here, they are grippy. So you can actually use them. They work for holding it in a pinch grip to reverse flick, or when you're going to use the thumb stud, you can kind of grip on this side. Or when you're using the knife, actually, you can pinch and then use the jimping up here for utility cuts. It just winds up working out really good. It does have a deep carry clip, but since it's such a short knife, it works great in the fifth pocket. And you do have a nice size lanyard hole if you wanted to add a lanyard for a little bit more grip, because it's only a 3-finger knife. But you do have full cutting length on it. Nice stone wash on the, you know, the flat part, or, you know, because it is a flat grind. Nice acute edge or tip for utility cuts, and good access to the liner for such a little knife. The detent is very, very well tuned. Even if you're going to do a slow roll, it's really good. It's a great little gift knife for somebody, especially for people that maybe don't carry knives all the time. So, you know, it's nice, it's small, you can carry it in a fifth pocket or in your regular pocket. It's easy to hide, it's very discreet, and it's non-threatening. So very, very solid knife too, and extremely, extremely smooth. Very easy to deploy this knife, whether you're slow rolling it or, you know, just flicking it. Awesome knife. And the micarta is done very, very well. Now I could pull out 10 more knives, but I'm just going to pull out 2 more. Here is the CJRB Mini Feldspar. I do want to get some more CJRBs and more artisans on the channel, but especially some of their new ones. This one is, it's not brand new, but it is an awesome thumb stud knife on ceramic bearings. They make a large version of this. I never tried the large version, but I imagine it's really, really good because this small version is so good. This one's in D2, but they have different versions. Like I said, they have a, man, CJRB's using some really nice micarta, and I would love to, I don't know if I'll end up buying it or not, but I'd really like to get their, some of their new micarta. I'd love to get the big Feldspar with their micarta, but I'm thinking about possibly getting one of their other models of the, well, their newer models that have it. There's some pretty cool designs coming out from CJRB, and this one right here, deep carry clip, like I said, D2, beautiful stone washing. They do a good job with the stone washing. This one has the JG10. You can RIT dye these though and turn it any color you want. So it is a liner lock. Mine has some the lockup's starting to get late, but this is not new and it's been used. You can see it's been sharpened a bunch. Even though my camera's not picking it up, it has been sharpened a bit. So my lockup is starting to get late, but it's not late. I think that's a good thing to talk about, especially with a knife that is getting up there in age, because it shows the lifespan of the knife. But I can't say this thing's been like used a ton. Like, it's been used. It has. It's been well loved, well used, but not like abused or anything. And it's not like it's been that long. I feel like the lock bars may be moving over a little faster than I'd like, but for the price, you can't complain. These things are like 35 bucks. So no complaints. I'm not complaining. Now, my favorite thumb stud knife right now, USA made, as of right now, the Hinder XM18 3-inch non-flipper only thumb studs. I adore this knife. I love this knife. Titanium frame lock. Now I do have the other version, the flipper version, but for the 3-inch, this is just so much better because the flipper tab pushes you down a little bit. Let me just grab it and show you. So I know I said I wouldn't pull up any other butt thumb studs, but we're here already, so well, the flipper tab pushes you down, at least for my hands. It pushes me back. Now, yes, I can still get a full grip, but I feel like I'm far away from the edge when I'm using it, so I want to use this choil, which this is a great grip. This is very comfortable. It works good. The detent is really solid on this. This one has a very strong detent, much stronger than this one. I can still use the fuller on it, but the flipper tab is pokey because it's such a strong detent, but it's good though. It's great. And titanium, you know, scales, M390, tri-way pivot, awesome knife. But this version, hands down, I like it better because not having that flipper tab, I can get such a nice grip on it. It feels so comfortable. Even in this grip, it's so much more comfortable because I don't have the flipper tab pushing me down to here. So the action is very, very good. The detent is so well tuned. I love this knife. Thinking about possibly changing out my scales. I have this is micarta. It's like a maroon micarta, but I do have some other scales thanks to Mr. Amazing. So I'm thinking about swapping them out just because. I thought about even switching this one to this and then switching this scale to one of the blue G10 scales I have, or something, I don't know. But that's the kind of the beauty with these Hinders, you know. You can do so much with them. There's so many options. It's kind of like Legos or something. Like you can swap parts and swap this and change this and add this, and that is awesome. I love having that. You can have a Hinder and just make it your own, and that is such a beautiful thing. So there you guys go. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.